I am Grace. I hope you are feeling a sense of deep peace wherever you are in the world, whatever time of day it is for you, and knowing that state of peace, regardless of circumstances. And I know some people are going through some really hard circumstances, and that state of peace is always available. And I had to learn that the hard way, and it's a story I will tell on Earth, so please come to Earth this Saturday, May 7th, 1 o'clock, in person at John's Place, or just join us online. So we're going to begin. We're going to take a sip of water. Hold on. That's better. Help. Anyways. So we're going to be practicing Surya Namaskara with some present moment pauses. And at any time, you can always move out of a pose sooner. You can stay in a pose a little longer if you like. We invite you to breathe through your belly throughout the practice, the lower abdomen, really getting into those abdominal breathing to activate our parasympathetic nervous system and put us into the relaxation response. Also going to be using our bandhas through this practice. So we're going to be engaging the Mula Bandha, which is the pelvic floor. It's a gentle engagement. It's the same muscles as the Kegels, except you're not going to be clenching the Kegels. You're just going to be gently engaging, bringing your awareness there. You're going to be imagining a lift. And then we'll go into Uddiyana Bandha. The belly is going to come in and up. And that's gentle. And when you're in something like a forward fold, you may just feel the belly come up a little, or just bring your awareness to the belly. It may be a little uncomfortable to really engage the abdominals in a forward fold. So as you go through the poses, we're going to invite you to engage all the bandhas, but some of them may not be as activated as others. The Mula Bandha, I feel I'm always activating the Mula Bandha in every pose. Last bandha, or energy lock or seal, is the chin. The chin comes in a little, and the tongue is on the roof of the mouth. And when you're in a standing like a mountain, the chin will be parallel to the floor. And we hold these bandhas because as we breathe into the belly and we increase the prana and the life force through these poses, these yoga poses, these ancient yoga poses, we are sealing that energy in so that it doesn't leak out. And that will bring more vitality to our body. That is going to allow us to become more embodied, because that energy, that life force, that awareness we're bringing into the body is getting embodied. It's not just leaking right out. We're containing our energy. We're consolidating and bringing it in during this practice. For wellness, we do this for mind, body, spirit wellness. And this is Xander. He's the Ecstatic Yoga cat. He's in a lot of my videos and just likes to be close to his mommy. So he always joins some. Most of the time he curls up in front of the camera. So we're going to just go into a little centering now as we bring the awareness inward. We can hold a hand mudra, Hakini. Chin mudra is on our chins, on our knees, resting the arms. Thumb and finger are together, and whatever's more comfortable for you, whatever hand mudra works for you at this time, or you may just relax your arms. That's okay too. And taking this moment to bring your awareness in for a moment. Maybe dwelling within, taking some present moment pauses and noticing what's going on inside you. We've been pretty aware all for however long we have been awake of what's going on outside of us. And I think this is the opportunity, this 1 hour a day with ecstatic yoga is an opportunity to really deeply connect with the inner universe, this inner divine source, this well, this nectar, and spend some time here, balancing out those other 23 hours that you may be spending out in the world. And taking this time to recharge yourself, taking this time to become more present to yourself, embody the divine awareness that animates through you. Dip into that bottomless, endless, infinite, eternal well of divine life force energy that's within all of us, equally available. That well is within all of us, and we all share the same well, and it doesn't ever end. And that's why we are all equals. And the part we play, the character we play, the costume we put on, that is temporary, that we call a body, and the dramas that we play out here that are temporary. We simply get to choose for our own highest good. So diving in, I will give you a few moments of silence as we breathe into the lower abdomen, deep belly breaths, as we scan the inner being. Connect deeply with this inner aliveness, this soul power, this Atman. Maybe just diving into the inner nectar, the inner aliveness, that infinite source that dwells within all of us. We have no name but aliveness, source. And take this moment as you're deeply and intimately connected with the inner aliveness, inner being, the source of your existence. Taking this moment to set an intention for this day, this year, this life, this afterlife, whatever it may be, whatever is positive, and stating it in the present moment. And I invite you to set that intention, plant that seed now. Breathing into the belly, releasing that intention into your consciousness. Simply with this or better, this or better, this or better. And we know exactly what we pictured, or maybe a better version. A more expanded, wiser aspect of ourselves. And put into play. And simply intending for those gifts of peace and joy, love, freedom, peace. And knowing that those gifts are always freely available within us, and we can really rest in the deep, 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 deep gratitude that we never have to wait for those gifts, and they're always available. They are our birthright. They are actually the nature of our being, our natural essence of our being, and it's truly all we ever want. And we just really get down to the rudimentary desire within our heart. You can think you want a car or a home. You really want that so you can feel that joy, so you can have peace. It's a peace, that joy. And those are gifts that are innate within you at all times. So we don't want to get distracted by our picturing, the intention we put into our consciousness too much. That's why we release it, this or better, and simply dive into the aliveness and bask in those states of joy and peace and love and freedom within us now. So we're not talking about it anymore. We're being that joy, that peace, that freedom, that love. So I invite you to, breathing into the belly, to spend a few moments really basking in that state of peace and joy. Let it permeate your entire being, every cell. Just looking at the truth within you, the peace and joy that are always already there, the gifts from the universe that are eternal and unconditional. A couple more breaths with every inhale, just basking a little deeper into the joy and peace that dwell within you always as you exhale, letting go into this truth even deeper and experience your way, experience peace. Beautiful job. Let's do a couple neck. And just make some gentle circles around with the neck. And as you move into this, really bring your awareness to sensation, gently engaging those bandhas, keeping the breath into the belly. As you wake up into the body, fully present to the sensations in the body. And let's go the other way. You can stop to massage a spot that feels maybe a little sore. The energy, and some tightness, just opening it up. Beginning to move the neck into some spontaneous movements, just moving into some nice spots, maybe even gently allowing it to just sway, allowing your entire body beginning to roll here. Very gentle with the neck, always listening to your own body. And we never force or strive in yoga. We play our edge, a very gentle edge. So we're not sitting on the couch watching soap operas or movies or sitcoms, just relaxing with our feet up and maybe some potato chips or cookies or milk or something. But we're also not you're running the marathon, training for um, the the Boston Marathon or something like that, or lifting to be a heavy weight, or trying to push and max out our ability, because we don't want to be in pain when we're in yoga, and so we back off when we're in pain, and then we really want to be in the kind of feel so good zone. And but pushing ourselves a little, so we're getting more flexible every day, getting stronger every day, just playing that gentle edge, and all of a sudden wow, I'm pretty flexible. Oh, I can get down on the floor and get back up. And it just happens very gently when you play your edge without any real strong exertion or effort. So we're going to come to a standing position now. We're going to move into some pelvic grind standing up and moving one direction, and again noticing sensations, enjoying being in your body. And even if you don't have a yoga mat, if you have a piece of board, a little piece of earth, some people like to maybe put on a towel. You can do these practices. Even standing up, if you're in the kitchen making breakfast with your kids, just stop and take a pause and move this pelvis in some circles in both directions. And beginning to just make some micro movements or move the other direction if you haven't. And just start to move a little spontaneous in the body, moving those hips around, swinging that pelvis around, feeling fully present in your body. Doing what kind of feels good. Gently bending over a little, feeling that in your lower back. And if you're gently leaning over, I invite you to relax the head and let that just release. And bring the hands down gently to the floor. And just gently, yes, no, the head. We'll be doing this for our sun salutation. Maybe bending those knees a little, one at a time. Just shaking out. Hands are firmly on the mat or a block. Just moving into our body and moving. And then we're going to come up. When we come up from this forward fold, we're going to move side to side just a few more times. And when we do move up, we're going to let the head relax completely. We're going to come up in our ragdoll. And so we're just going to allow the spine, one vertebrae at a time, to lift up, one with a machine. Each vertebrae. So hanging the arms down, head is relaxed, ragdoll, and just begin to feel one vertebrae at a time. From this lumbar to the lower thoracics, to the upper thoracics. They're moving our body up, and the shoulders are relaxed. And finally, the chin and the neck come up very last, and the chest opens. The chest opens, and you can open your hands. And just taking a pause right now. Wherever you are in your life, whatever it is, standing in this pose, or if you were at work listening, just taking a pause and going in, bringing your attention inward, noticing what these just few subtle movements have created as energy vibrations within you. And taking a deep breath into the belly. And let's shake everything out. Take the body out. Warming up for our sun salutation. And then some twists. Feeling that nice twist in the spine. Sensations. You gotta use your body or you lose your body. You gotta keep it moving. And keep it. And let's move into our 3-part breath. And before we go into our sun salutation, is a nice little breath. So I'll demonstrate first, and then you can join me. So we're gonna just be standing up straight. We're gonna bring our arms straight out, inhaling to the side, inhaling, and then up above, inhaling. And then on the exhale, we're going to bend the knees. We're going to come down. Head is going to be last to come down, and we're going to exhale down. And we're going to begin. Join me. Find your own pace, or you can follow me. It feels right. Fully present to sensation, the breath, the body, the movement. I'm going to do one more. And just let go, let the hands go. Bring the hands down to the side. And taking a pause, diving the awareness inward, noticing sensation. It's the energy that built up within you. Just in that breath practice. You may notice more aliveness within you, stirred up, activated, prana. Fully absorbed in this dynamic energy field that's building and growing in you. And coming back to mountain. So we're going to be standing up at the front of our mat. Our feet are going to be facing forward. I'm going to face you as we move into the loops to help us get into the best alignment for our mountain. And I find this is just a beautiful way to get into mountain. So we're going to start with the ankle loop. And this is John Friend's Anusara. Beautiful loops and spirals. We're just going to do the loops right now. Lifting the feet and feeling a little lift of the arch, engaging the calves, feeling the energy moving up the back calf and just below the knee, drops down, goes down the shin. And then we're going to move into our thigh loop. So this is when it's below the knee and it comes up. So you're going to feel a lift of the knee, engagement of quadriceps, and relax the hamstrings. I often engage the hamstrings simultaneously with my quadriceps. I'm really trying to disconnect that and let them engage by themselves. And so we'll move into pelvic loop, tuck the tailbone under a little, the tummy comes in, and then our kidney loop, and it's going to go up the back. So it starts just below by the kidney area and it moves up to the ribs, and then it comes forward through the front. And then our shoulder starts right below breasts and it moves up the chest. It brings that chin parallel to the floor. And then it moves back, so it's going to bring your shoulders back, and then it drops down the back. So it's going to bring the shoulders back and then down away from the ears. And then you're going to feel the skull loop, and that is the crown chakra moves up into the sky. And we do this with every mountain because now we're engaging all these beautiful alignment principles, and our body is in perfect alignment, so gravity just doesn't have a chance. And as we stand in this beautiful alignment, we engage those bandhas. We're in a mountain, and it may, sometimes when you see someone in a mountain, they're just standing there. But if they're really engaged in the alignment of the mountain, feet are hip width apart, that's setting our foundation. And then we move into these loops and we set our alignment. And then we can start to breathe in the pose. So let's take 3 deep breaths here in the mountain. Fully present. If you want to bring the arms up into an extended mountain, just remember to drop those shoulders down. And then re-engage those loops as you go through your breath. Let's take one more breath here. And the next inhale, just really coming into a little back bend with our mountain. Arms extended if they weren't. Coming into a nice back bend. And then we're going to exhale as we move into mountain. And as we move into mountain, we're going to be hinging at the hips. Arms are going to come out alongside us or they're right in close to the body. please don't bring them out like that. That puts pressure on this lower back. So we're hinging, hinging, hinging. Head and spine, the neck have not moved. They're still lifted gently. And you come to the place where you've hinged in your body and you found that edge. And then allow the spine to round, head to relax. And this protects the lower back the most. And you come down to a block here. You can bend the knees as much as you need. See if you can bring those hands, whether they're on a block or not, right on the outside of the feet near the little toe. I like to have my thumb by my little toe and I just relax the head. And maybe some yeses and nos very gently. And just feeling that nice sensation of the forward fold. Sometimes I like to grab my elbows and feel a nice little bit of a deeper forward fold. Engaging those bandhas and breathe. Let's take 3 deep breaths in this forward fold. Fully present to sensation. Inhale, coming into our half forward fold. Feeling the head, the spine just extending away from the body and the torso. And then exhale down. Bring those hands back by the little toes, and let's take that right leg back behind us and we're in a lunge. So the feet are parallel with each other like 2 railroad tracks. And we're going to bring the knee right over the ankle, that front knee right over the ankle. We're going to come up. Some people like to drop their knee in this. Some people like to just keep their hands down. But slowly and surely try to come up. You know, a good way to help you come up is to bend the back knee slightly, engage the thighs together, and as you hinge up, it helps them. So I'm going to put that knee back right over the ankle. This back thigh is engaged. I'm going to engage all the bandhas. My hips are squared. So I got that need to move that right hip just a little forward. Bring the right leg back, brought it back now. And then bring the arms extended up, relaxing the shoulders down, engage those bandhas, and let's bring in the prana and full presence. So one more breath here. Great job. And on your next exhale, let's bring the hands down to the mat. By the front foot, we're going to take that left foot back, and we're going to be moving into a downward facing dog. And you can bring those heels down towards the floor, tailbone is coming up towards the heavens, thigh bones are coming back, relaxing the head between the arms, engaging those bandhas, and let's bring in the prana, fully present to the sensation, physical and energetic body. On your next inhale, we're going to hinge into a plank position. You can drop the knees and come into a half plank if you like, or you can come into a full plank. And we're going to move into Chaturanga. So we're going to bend those elbows, try to keep them so they're not jetting out, just forward, coming nice and slowly down, and then coming all the way down, relaxing so the tops of the feet can rest on the earth. And the hands are right by the shoulders. And we're going to press the pelvis into the floor. That's our foundation. We're going to really set that solid. Feeling the belly on the floor a little bit, and the tops of the thighs, back to the feet. And with very little weight on your hand and very little arm strength, we're going to just inhale as we lift the head and the chest up off the mat into a nice baby cobra. And engaging those bodies and taking a few breaths here, fully present to sensation, physical, energetic sensation. One more breath. And strengthen those back muscles. And then we're going to push ourselves up into a table pose. Draw those toes under. Push into the feet and the hands, lifting those hips into downward facing dog. Feeling those thighs come down towards the earth. Tailbones lifting up. Thigh bones are back. Head is relaxed between the arms. Fingers are strong and stable in our foundation. Feet, both feet hip width apart, parallel. And let's engage those bonds and let's breathe with full presence of all the sensations. Let's even dive into the Manamaya emotions. So, on our next inhale, we're going to lift the head, the heart, and then bring that right foot. And you can take one giant step you make. Use your hand to help that foot come up. There's a lot of ways. You may take 2 or 3 steps. And then remember, you're going to come up into a lunge now. So if this isn't something you've done, you're going to bring the knee over the ankle, not forward of it. And you can first rest your chest on that front knee a little bit. You're going to bend that back knee just a little. Back leg, heels coming towards the floor. It's really rooted. Both feet are hip width apart, parallel, solid foundation. So we've got that solid foundation. And then take the weight off the hands. And as you squeeze those thighs together, hinging at the hip and just bringing the body up right here. This is what brings the body up. And you can square those hips. Get that knee so it's right over the ankle. Bring those arms up. Some people like to just stay down with the hands on the mat, and that's okay too. And engage the bandhas and breathe. Full presence to sensation. That is what's most important in yoga. One more deep breath. And exhaling, bringing the hands down by the front foot, taking that back foot up to the front. So the front feet are hip width apart. And we move into our fourth fold, letting everything go. Move that head into some spontaneous movements. Bring your hands to the elbows. Just letting everything go. Fully present. Yourself. Energy body. Physical body. Your emotional body. On your next inhale, let's come up halfway. And exhale down. Surya Namaskara, Uttanasana. forward fold. Bring it into our Tadasana as we lift the head. Inhaling with the heart comes out to the side. And into a little back bend. Let's come up to center. Let's move side to side, opening up the side body. Just going at our own pace, feeling that nice lateral movement of the spine. You want to move the spine in many directions. Back bends, lateral side to side movements, twists. Keep that spine healthy. Keep it moving, agile, flexible. Let's inhale, going into a little back bend. And then exhaling, folding forward. So we're going to bring the arms out to the side or close into the body. We're going to begin to hinge at the hips. These hips are hinging. Bring the hands to the hips also. And feel that nice movement. And then just begin to allow the spine to move. And notice the sensations in the spine. Notice as you feel the lumbar, the lower thoracic, the upper thoracic. And then finally the cervicals. And here we are in forward fold again. So you can have a block, you can bend the knees, just letting go. See how it feels to have your hands behind your back in forward fold. And the one is to bring the hands behind the calves and pull the body in towards the legs. Engaging the bones and breathing in forward fold. A couple more breaths. Fully engaged in sensation. And the next inhale, coming up halfway fold, extending that spine and head, shoulders away from the body. And with that feel, exhaling down into forward fold. Bring the hands beside the feet. Let's bring the right leg back. Let's drop that knee. Let's move into some lunge rocks. Let's move into a lunge first. Just keeping the hands on the mat and just begin to lunge those hips forward. Feeling the sensation in this right hip. Just holding it on your edge there for a moment. You need to put a blanket under your knees, that's okay. Please do that if you need support. Engaging those bodies and breathing this nice forward fold. Fully present. All aspects of your being. One more breath. And let's lunge back. Allow that front leg to straighten. Adjust the hands a little bit. Allow the spine to relax in towards the leg. Flex and extend that foot. Just taking a few moments in, just lunging backward. All the sensations, fully present. Engaging the bodies and breathing. And then begin to move into lunge rocks, just moving into your full fold. And you can begin to add some spontaneous movements. You feel good in your body, just moving around, getting more present, more embodied, more comfortable. You're getting to know this front left leg more intimately, sensations. Bringing your awareness into the body, the physical body, energetic body, and the emotional body. Keeping that breath flowing into the belly, body is engaged. Become absorbed in all the sensations. Become absorbed in the ever-expanding energy field within you. Time to be with yourself deeply. And coming back to center, I'm going to take that front leg back and we'll be in table pose, and let's move into some cat-cow here. With our cow, we're going to arch the back, tailbone sticks up, and the head and the heart are lifted up. And then you move into cat. You're going to tuck the tailbone under, feel that spine round up like a Halloween cat, relaxing the head down, like you're looking into the belly or the thighs. And inhaling into your cow, and exhaling into your cat. And find your own pace as you move back and forth. Cat, cow, fully present. Feeling that foundation, sensing into the energy fields around you, the vibrancy, the aliveness within you. And courage to dive into the Manamaya Kosha. Adding some spontaneous movements. Keeping the breath flowing, enjoying spontaneous movements, back and forth, finding the pace. Really enjoying being present in the body. Couple more breaths in the spontaneous cat-cow, flexion, extension of the spine, and spontaneous movements. Fully present sensation. And coming back to center, and when you're ready and you feel complete, come into a child's pose, and you're going to move into another little present moment pause. Moving into child's pose, and you can have the hands extended out above your head, or you can have them alongside your body. I like to open my knees up a little and touch my toes, and just take this time to really sink into your own heart, your own being, your own aliveness. Taking one more breath. And gently coming up. Coming back into your table pose. We're going to curl the toes under, move into downward facing dog. So lifting those hips. Let's move into walking the dog. One heel down, opposite knee bends in. Feeling that nice stretch on calves, even the hamstrings a little. Just fully present to this movement, stretching, gauging those bodies gently and breathing. Use your Jaya breath if you like. And then coming back to center. And we're going to do a little swoop, which I really always love. So we're going to gently hinge forward. You can be on your knees if you like, and we're just going to hinge up into our up dog. You can come up, stay up on those toes. You can either have the thighs resting on the mat, or they can be lifting gently above, engaged. Engage the bodies, and let's take a couple breaths here. Fully present. And let's inhale back up into our down dog. Back onto the mat. And we're going to move into three-legged dog. So we're going to take that right foot up. Bend that knee, the right knee. Keeping both hands firmly on the mat. Left foot is firmly on the mat, opening up that right hip. And a nice opening hip and a little bit of twist in the spine. Strong arms and hands. Engage those bondings. And let's take a couple breaths here. Fully present. Beautiful. And as you exhale, you can bring that leg down. Let's go to the other side. Let's kick that left leg out into three-legged dog. With both hands firmly on the mat. Right foot is firmly on the mat. We're going to bend the left knee and then open up the left hip. And engage those bones and breathe into sensation. One more deep breath. And exhaling that foot down. Beautiful, beautiful job. And we're going to take this right leg up. You can take many steps. You can use your hand to help you. We're going to eventually be right between the hands in front of the mat and drop that back knee. Let's move into a lunge on this side. So the left hip is opening. And this is one of the rare times you can allow this front knee to come over the ankle when you're in a low lunge. It doesn't put the pressure on the knee. And engage those bondage as you find your edge as you hinge forward. Open up that left hip and breathe into sensation. Fully present, fully still, fully aware. All aspects of your being as you hold and breathe through this pose. Beautiful job. Last breath, and then come back to center. And let's curl the back toes under. Lift the back leg up, your left leg, and then bring that walk, step, or jump to the front. And then moving into a beautiful forward fold. Again, if you want to take the hands at your back or between your calves, and a little extra sensation into this pose. Engage the bondage and let's breathe. Relax in the head. Relaxing the neck. One more breath. And your next inhale, coming up halfway into half forward fold. Exhaling down. And your next inhale, lifting the head, lifting the heart first. Let the head guide you up. Coming all the way up. Move into a back bend. We're going to move into a flow this time. So inhaling into a little back bend in our Tadasana. Exhaling Uttanasana. Hinging forward into forward fold. Letting that spine be the last joint fold. Inhale halfway up. Exhale back down into forward fold. Hands to the mat. Inhale, bring that right leg back. You can either stay in a low lunge or move into a high lunge. And exhaling into down dog. Inhale into up dog. Exhale into down dog. Inhale, right leg up into lunge. Either staying low and have your hands down on the mat, or you can just come up. And exhaling into forward fold. Bring that back foot up. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, Uttanasana, forward fold. Inhale, lifting the head, lifting the heart, and all the way up into our mountain. Let's bring the hands together in Anjali Mudra. Let's actually come down to the mat. Just easy seat. Hands at our heart. And let's take a present moment pause. Really dive into the inner sensations, the inner aliveness. Let's feel that merging physical, the pranamaya kosha, the energetical, and the manomaya kosha. Anamaya, pranamaya, and manomaya koshas just joining energy, physicality, emotional, and mental. And breathe and dive into the sound. And that spacious rapture. Present moment pause. Experience the sound, the felt sense of our being. Oh, and here we are on the floor. Yay. We don't have a lot of time, but let's move into some spinal rocks and get on our backs. And it's a little hard to do spinal rocks. If your floor is hard, and just come down onto your back. And eventually we're going to be on our back. And I'd like to move into a supine spinal twist. I've been really working on the spine a lot today, moving in lateral and flexion and extension. And I'd love to move into a little twist of the spine. So let's take that left leg out flat, right knee is bent, right foot is on the mat. And then we're going to come up about an inch onto our left side, just to keep that spine neutral. And we're going to take the right knee over to the left hand is going to guide the right knee over. Right hand can extend out, and you can turn your head to gaze out over the right fingertips and feel a nice opening. Engaging those bandhas and breathe, basking in sensation. You're ready, gently releasing that knee, coming back to center. And we're going to take the right leg straight out, and the left knee is up, left foot is on the mat. And we're going to bring those hips and come up over onto our right side just a little bit. Left knee coming over to the right, right hand guiding that left knee over, left arm straight out 90 degrees, and turning the head to gaze out over those left fingertips and basking in the inner infinite well, the nectar, the self, the heart. Finishing up this last breath and releasing that left leg. And let's bring those knees, bring everything square and flat, and bring the knees into the chest, and let's roll back and forth a little. Release, relax, massage that lower back. Make some gentle circles and go both directions. And good job. Let's bring those legs straight up. Let's bring those legs in towards the body gently. Finding that gentle edge. Engage those bandhas and let's breathe. Fully present to sensation on all levels. Beautiful. And let's bend those knees. Widen those knees so they're out by the armpits. Bring the hands around the outside edges of the feet. And let's just gently bring the knees in towards the armpits. In a nice hip opener baby pose. Feet are facing the sky. Low back is resting on the earth. Engage those bandhas and let's breathe. Fully present. If you go into thinking, just bring yourself gently back, find your way back to the sensations, the energetic, physical, emotional sensations. Occurring within you. And then release that and just moving into happy baby. About our time to conclude. So making any movements, any poses you wished you had been able to do today, take this moment here, just stay in your happy baby, kicking around, getting embodied even deeper as the babies do. These are babies embodiment exercises. Move into a little Supta Baddha Konasana, bring your feet together. Different little hip opening, stretch. And bring those feet down onto the mat, knees up. We're going to move into just a couple releases before we go into our Savasana. So moving into a hula, we're going to be keeping that sacrum flat on the earth as we swivel the hips. So one hip is going to come up to the armpit, the opposite's going down towards the opposite heel. So the right hip is going down towards the right heel, and my left hip is going up towards my left armpit. And then I swivel. So that right hip is coming up towards my right armpit, and the left hip is going down towards the left heel. And just swiveling back and forth. Nice, slow, repetitive movements. You can find your pace. You want to move a little faster for a moment and then slow down. Most important is to be fully present to sensation. If you need to move a little slower to be more present, that's wonderful. Keeping that breath flowing. Hula. Maybe some spontaneous movements if you like. Being gentle. And coming back to center, we're going to move into hip pointers. So we're going to take that left hip, lift it up, coming up towards the sky, and feel that left butt cheek would go off the earth a little bit. And then moving to the other side, lifting that right hip up, coming up towards the sky, diagonally. And continuing with hip pointers as you really bask deeply in sensation, fully present. And coming back to center. And let's move into a little cat-cow. Flexion and extension and supine. Let's bring those knees into the chest one last time as we move into our Savasana. And beginning to relax, extending those legs out, arms to the side. Have the arms a little distance away. You can open up the feet a little more than hip width apart. Drop those feet externally. Hands are facing out. Heart is open. Arms are open. And simply diving into present moment awareness. Being present with yourself. To allow all this practice to integrate deeply into your being. I invite you to bask in Savasana. Every breath, the body is more relaxed. Beginning to take a few breaths into the belly. More present to the body. Feeling the body resting on the earth below you. Beginning to wiggle the fingers and toes and stretch out the arms and legs. And bring those arms up overhead if you like. And let's bring those knees into the chest. Rock back and forth a little bit. And then rolling to one side or the other. Taking a breath here, fully present. And coming up to a seated position. We're going to take this moment here to connect in to the aliveness, noticing the energies that were released within us, diving into the pulsations, vibrations, the trembling, the spaciousness. Experiencing this inner self, pure conscious awareness, everywhere, everything. Taking a few breaths now to dive in, fully present. This deeper self. This inner self. And bringing yourself back now to that intention that you set beginning the practice. And take this moment to acknowledge yourself for taking the time to be on the mat, practicing yoga in your own form, your own way, being a little more present to the self, giving the self some attention and love. And we'll see if I have a spontaneous chant to sail in the energy. Tekea hundikini hatea tekea kunga. Hatekea hundia te hatea tekea hundiha. Hatekea sundima tekea. Hatekea hundisea kunimenihe. Hatekea te hundikea he. Hatea he. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, of light, of truth, and of peace. When I am in that place in me, and you are in that place in you, we are one. Namaste. Thank you for joining. We'll be back for Pratyahara in about 5 minutes, and wishing you a most beautiful and blessed day.